It is my distinct honor to serve as the Master of Ceremony for this closing session of the third LDC's Future Forum. Over the past 3 days, we have had the privilege of engaging in such insightful discussions. We have benefited greatly from the expertise of policymakers, researchers, private sector representatives, youth, and the civil society leaders. Their contributions have indeed provided valuable perspectives on building resilience against systemic shocks and accelerating sustainable development in the LDCs. As we conclude this forum, we are honored to be joined this morning by distinguished speakers who will share their final reflections on key outcomes and future directions for LDCs. It is now my pleasure to invite our esteemed speakers to take their seats on the podium. Her Excellency, Ms. Heidi Schroederes-Fox, the Permanent Representative of Finland to the United Nations Office at Geneva, Ms. Prudence Kaoma, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Zambia, Her Excellency Ms. Rabab Fatima, Under Secretary General and High Representative, UN-OHR/LS. Please join me in welcoming them with a warm round of applause. It is now my honor to invite Her Excellency Ms. Heidi Schroederes-Fox, Permanent Representative of Finland to the United Nations Office at Geneva, to deliver her closing remarks. Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Miniva, for your kind introduction. A very good, almost afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. UN Under-Secretary General and High Representative, Ms. Rabab Fatima, Excellency, Ms. Prudence Kaoma, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance of Zambia, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. I am very honored to deliver these closing remarks for the third LDC Future Forum on behalf of the Government of Finland and Minister Ville Tavio. Sometimes small discussion can lead to big things. And the LDC Future Forum is a testament to this. The idea of this forum came out from a small discussion that I had in my role then as the director of UN-OHR/LS, together with then UN Ambassador in New York, Jukka Salovaara, and then our Undersecretary for Development, Elina Kalkku, who is now our UN Ambassador in New York. And we discussed how can Finland, who has been a steadfast supporter of the least developed countries for decades, how can we better help the LDCs to reach the SDGs and implement the specific programs of action? Then it was, of course, Istanbul Program of Action, and now Doha Program of Action. The idea was to bring important partners such as academia and the private sector together with LDC decision makers to facilitate connections and partnerships and share ideas that could lead to tangible results and new innovative projects. The first LDC forum was held in Helsinki in October 2021 amidst COVID. And I remember when we got together there, it was the first time in a long time that we got together after all the lockdowns and so on, and we were so happy to see each other. The second one was held in Helsinki in March 2024, and today we are closing this one here in Zambia, which is the first but not the least LDC Future Forum that we will be organizing in an LDC. And it is really with tremendous pride and joy that I participated in this third forum. And the powerful and very inspirational statement by His Excellency, the President Hichilema, at the opening session was really a fantastic scene setting for the 3 days of deliberations with a special focus on resilience building. I would like to offer my heartfelt thanks to our host country, Zambia, for the warm welcome and the excellent hospitality that has been offered to all of us. From high-level government officials to everyone contributing to the successful arrangements, it really has been so well organized. It has been such a joy to visit this beautiful country once again, and I hope that many of you can take this opportunity and go and visit the amazing Victoria Falls. I would also like to thank all the UN partners, and in particular USG Rabab Fatima. Thank you to you and your absolutely amazing team at OHR LLS. I know how much detailed work has gone into all the arrangements. Thank you for your dedication, for your excellent organization of this meeting. And a special thanks also to the Office of the Resident Coordinator who have been supporting us. I would also like to thank all the interpreters, the technicians, the hotel staff for your excellent service for us and really making us feel welcome in these meetings. And last but not definitely least, a warm welcome to my own team at the Ministry for Foreign Affairs and the embassy with Ambassador here in Lusaka. So much work has gone into organizing this meeting, and I am very proud to be part of this team. And in fact, we have already started our preparations for the 4th LDC Forum, which will be held in Finland next year. And we very much hope to see each and every one of you there. As we can always do better, we are very keen to get your feedback on how you have felt during these 3 days. If you have ideas, comments, and what can be done to bring even more and better tangible results, those we would very much like to hear from you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, small discussions can lead to big things. And I hope that you take forward all the different ideas and discussions that you've had here and all the contacts you have made during these days in Lusaka. And I hope that we can hear all about them next year in Finland, because that really is the idea and the spirit of the LDC Future Forum. And last but not least, I would like to thank all of you participants, each and every one of you who have taken time from your very busy schedules to be here with us, and also not only to be here, but for your very active and substantive contributions. Thank you all. Finland will continue to be a steadfast supporter of the LDCs also in the future. And with that, I wish you all a safe onwards journey and hope to see you in Helsinki in 2026. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your remarks and for Finland's continued commitment to the Future Forum for LDCs. I now invite Ms. Prudence Kauma, the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Finance of Zambia. Permanent Secretary, you have the floor.
Madame Rabab Fatima, the Undersecretary General and High Representative of the UNOHRLS, Honorable Dr. Owen Chwamanika, MP, Minister of Natural Resources and Climate Change, Malawi, on behalf of the LDC group, Ms. Schroders Fox, Your Excellency, Finnish representative to the UN, Geneva, all heads of delegation, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished delegates, and esteemed colleagues. As we draw to an end of this impactful third Future Forum, and on behalf of the Zambian government, I wish to express our deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for your participation, contributions, as well as commitment over the past 3 days. If not for your participation in this annual meeting of the LDC focal point persons, as well as the main conference that took place from Tuesday to today, we would not have had this valuable knowledge as well as great experiences that we exchanged over this period. I would like to also profoundly thank the government of Finland, as well as Madam Fatima and her team for the great work that went into organizing this important conference. Your efforts, as well as your generosity and commitment and support to this cause, will not go unnoticed. From the people of Zambia, we are very grateful for this support, and we are grateful that all the participants were able to visit our beautiful country and have interactions with us as an LDC country. Ladies and gentlemen, this forum has been a powerful platform for sharing knowledge, enhancing ideas, and shaping the future of least developed countries in the global landscape. As earlier stated, the past 3 days have given us an opportunity to engage in critical discussions on issues that matter to us most, from sustainable development and climate resilience to equitable economic growth and social progress. The insights and solutions, as well as the recommendations we have exchanged, will undoubtedly guide our collective efforts as we continue to strive towards achieving the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and aspirations of the LDCs being championed in the Doha Program of Action. Reflecting on the theme for the conference, which was enhancing resilience, innovative solutions for strengthening LDC's resilience against systemic shocks, we are reminded of the tremendous challenges that least developed countries face in our interconnected world. From the devastating impacts of climate change to economic shocks and global health crises, LDCs are disproportionately vulnerable to systemic shocks that threaten the well-being of our people, communities, and economies. I'm reliably informed that the forum explored innovative solutions and strategies that can help strengthen our resilience as LDCs, ensuring that we are not only able to withstand these shocks, but also recover and thrive in the face of adversity. We have seen how technological advancements, sustainable practices, and inclusive policies can be transformative in building resilience across sectors. Whether it's through enhancing our agricultural systems, improving infrastructure, or developing financial mechanisms that promote stability, innovation, it has the power to drive real change. Ladies and gentlemen, as it was highlighted in the keynote address during the opening of this forum, resilience is not just about recovery. It's about anticipation, prevention, and adaptation. As we have discussed building resilience requires a long-term and multi-dimensional approach. It requires strengthened capabilities in our institutions. It also requires empowering our communities as well as fostering collaboration at every level, from local to the global level. The challenges we face as LDCs are complex, but they are not insurmountable. by prioritizing resilience, building in our development agendas, ensuring that our solutions are inclusive, and focusing on sustainable policies, we can create stronger, more resilient nations. The solutions we seek must be tailored to specific needs of our contexts as LDCs, and we must work together to ensure that no country is left behind. Ladies and gentlemen, as we live here today, let us carry forward the momentum we have built. Let us ensure that commitments we have made here are not mere words, but a call to action. Our work does not end with this forum. It's a stepping stone towards a future where the voices and needs of the LDCs should be heard, valued, and prioritized on the global stage. Therefore, I encourage all of us to remain united in our pursuit of a most just, inclusive, and sustainable world for current and future generations. I'm very confident that together we are stronger, and together we can achieve the transformative change that we so desperately need. In conclusion, may I take this opportunity to thank all the organizations that were part of the planning stage, the moderation, as well as those that participated in the panel discussions in making this important event a success. This includes the government of Finland, the government of Turkey, the United Nations through the Office of the High Representative for the least developed landlocked, now landlocked suggested countries by our president, developing countries and small island states, and indeed the staff from my own government of the Republic of Zambia, as well as all the participants who made an effort to be here and to participate in a spirited manner. Your efforts have ensured that this forum was not just a meeting of minds, but also an opportunity for meaningful collaboration, networking, as well as tangible action. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and esteemed colleagues, thank you once again for your participation, your insights, and your dedication to the future of LDCs. I look forward to continuing our collaboration as we work towards turning our collective vision into reality. I wish you safe travels to your respective destinations, and let us meet again in Helsinki, Finland, for the 4th Future Forum in 2026 with renewed hope and purpose as well as determination. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Permanent Secretary. I now have the distinct honor to invite Her Excellency Ms. Rabab Fatima, Under Secretary General and High Representative, UN OHRLS. Madam USG.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Prudence Kaoma, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance and National Planning of Zambia. Ambassador Heidi Schroederes-Fox, Permanent Representative of Finland to the United Nations in Geneva. Excellencies, distinguished friends, dear colleagues, let me start by expressing my heartfelt thanks to the government of Zambia for its very warm hospitality and excellent arrangements that have made the 3rd LDC Future Forum such a remarkable success. Thank you, Madam Permanent Secretary, for joining us here and for your very kind remarks. We are also very grateful to the Honorable President for honoring us by his kind presence at the opening and setting the tone for the forum by his inspiring statement. And I would like to sincerely thank Minister Ville Tavio and the government of Finland for their continued strong support and generous contribution to the LDCs. It has been a pleasure partnering with you, Finland, in delivering this 3rd LDC Future Forum. I also thank our other development partners for their contribution and support in putting together this forum. The close collaboration between the Zambian, Finnish, and the UN teams over the past months has been instrumental in shaping the rich and diverse programs that we have just concluded. I would also like to thank our other very important partners, the OECD, FERDI, and UNU wider, for their important contributions and support. And I thank our dynamic resident coordinator, Beatrice Mutali, and her excellent team, as well as the ECA Sub-Regional Office for their strong and excellent support over the past months. My sincere thanks to the distinguished moderators, presenters, and responders across all thematic sessions. Your insights have added tremendous values to our discussions. And of course, a very big thank you to all of you, our participants here, for your active participation and important contribution over the last 3 days. To the honorable ministers and permanent representatives, thank you for sharing your valuable insights and important directions on building resilience in the LDCs. Over the past 2 days, we have engaged in rich and productive discussions, and my office will prepare and circulate a summary of the key takeaways and recommendations from this meeting. Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, as the Honorable President Hakainde Hichilema aptly reminded us at the opening, resilience is not an option, but a necessity in a fast-changing world. Indeed, in a world grappling with overlapping crises, climate shocks, economic disruptions, and health emergencies, resilience must be at the heart of our development efforts. We must build systems that not only protect people during crisis, but also support recovery and strengthen preparedness for future shocks. Allow me now to briefly highlight a few key takeaways that emerged from our discussions. First and foremost, climate vulnerability, we all agreed, remains an urgent concern for the LDCs. Agriculture, food, water, and energy systems are under growing stress. As the UN Secretary General had said at the LDC 5, combating a climate catastrophe that you did nothing to cause is challenging when the cost of capital is sky high and the financial support you receive to mitigate and adapt to the destruction is a drop in the bucket. Indeed, adaptation finance remains far below the level required, and the access procedures continue to remain complex. National adaptation plans remain our primary tool for addressing climate vulnerability, yet many LDCs are yet to submit their NAPs, despite the fast approaching 2025 deadline. And this needs to be remedied urgently. I welcome the pledge by Honorable Minister Chomanika of Malawi to carry this priority over to COP30 in his capacity as chair of the LDC group under UNFCCC. Excellencies, we also heard how the DPO's deliverables on the resilience building mechanism and food stockholding mechanism are seeking to expedite NAP preparations and improve food security and disaster risk preparedness in the LDCs. I again thank and commend the government of Qatar for its generous support to operationalize these initiatives, and I hope that other donors and partners will also come forward with their support in this regard. Second, technology and innovation, we heard, must be at the forefront of our efforts to tackle multidimensional vulnerabilities. We have seen encouraging examples from early warning applications and plant disease detection driven by AI through to climate-smart agricultural techniques and agrivoltaics projects. These solutions are often simple, scalable, and cost-effective. Over 60% of workers in the LDCs lack formal training, yet green sectors could generate 20 million jobs by 2030. We heard of the significant untapped potential to renewable energy in the LDCs, which are also endowed with vast arable land and a very young, dynamic workforce. I was also pleased to hear Minister Tavio's offer to connect Finnish innovation with LDC's efforts to strengthen their resilience. And we need more such partnerships on technology and innovation to support the LDCs. Third, digitalization and connectivity are powerful enablers of resilience building. This has been a recurring theme throughout the forum. Whether it is through dissemination of early warnings in the face of impending disasters or enabling breakthrough climate technologies, digital solutions can be transformative. Yet, digital divides persist. Indeed, connectivity remains unaffordable for many in the LDCs. Three-quarters of the LDCs still face mobile broadband costs exceeding 5% of GNI per capita, far above the UN Broadband Commission's 2% target. Fourth, structural transformation, economic diversification, and value addition are essential to build economic resilience to external shocks, and we heard that over and over again in the different discussions in the panels. Circular economy approaches can contribute to generating new productive activities while reducing waste, minimizing costs, and improving efficiency. Most LDCs rely on a limited range of low value-added goods and primary commodities for export earnings. They suffer from acute shortage of financial and human resources and technological constraints. The private sector has a critical role to play in bringing about long-term transformation and in addressing these gaps. We also recognize that the right conditions must be in place to stimulate the domestic private sector. For example, improving access to finance and the regulatory environment, but also to attract FDI through de-risking and blended finance. And finally, Excellencies and distinguished colleagues, building resilience and addressing vulnerability require robust means of implementation. This includes tailored capacity building, enhanced international cooperation, and the effective utilization of STI. Development partners must deliver on their commitments, particularly on ODA and debt relief. Furthermore, innovative financing mechanisms such as blended finance, de-risking, and blue or green bonds can unlock investments in critical sectors like infrastructure and clean energy. Additionally, South-South and triangular cooperation must be further leveraged for knowledge exchange and technology transfer. And at the same time, domestic resource mobilization and tackling illicit financial flows remain critical to align international support with national priorities. That was also a very important message that came in our discussion. By working together, we can ensure that LDCs have the necessary tools and resources to achieve sustainable development and graduate from the LDC category with resilience and stability, which is the aspiration for all LDCs present in this room. The upcoming FFD4 conference in Seville will be an important opportunity to move these priorities forward. Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, our discussions here in Lusaka provides us with important directions and recommendations to support the LDCs in their efforts to build resilience, accelerate DPOA implementation, and progress on the SDGs. As we move forward with our shared vision to support the LDCs in this journey, we count on your continued support and collaboration to generate knowledge-based and practical solutions to their pressing challenges. We return with many good ideas, commitments, and very, very importantly, good partnerships and friendships. Before I conclude, I would like to convey my special thanks to our interpreters and technicians for their professionalism and dedication throughout the forum. I would say the interpretation services here even sort of surpass the one that we have in New York. So thank you very much, our interpreters. I also wish to thank our teams working behind the scenes in Helsinki, Lusaka, and at OHRLS for their hard work and tireless efforts over the past months to ensure the success of this forum. Thank you, everyone. I'm not reading out the names, but thank you very much for all your support. I wish wish to reaffirm that my office and I will continue to keep the LDC's priorities high on the UN agenda, and we shall be continuing to work with all of you, with the government of Finland and other partners to see that we can take forward the LDC Future Forum towards greater impactfulness and productivity. Once again, many thanks, Zambia, for hosting this very memorable meeting. We are leaving with very fond memories of Lusaka, and certainly we are all planning to come back here again. On behalf of the organizers, I now have the honor to declare this meeting closed. Thank you very much. I wish you all safe travels back home.
Thank you very much, Madam USG. And now I'll ask the distinguished speakers to please take a final photo of this forum. Thank you, everyone, and safe travels.